everyone! What's up? This is Tris, and I'm excited that you're here today. In this video, we're delving into the intriguing world of British food, and we'll explore why it often comes under criticism. We'll take a simple and easy-to-understand approach to unravel the mysteries behind this culinary reputation. But before we dive in, let me tell you something. British cuisine might have its fair share of skeptics, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. By the end of this video, I guarantee you'll have a deeper understanding and knowledge of British food. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you find this video interesting, don't hesitate to show some love by hitting that like button. Let's move on swiftly. While international cuisines like Italian, French, and Chinese dominate restaurant scenes worldwide, British restaurants aren't as commonly found. Moreover, British food has gained a reputation for being subpar. It's quite peculiar, considering Britain's vast territories and historical influence in introducing essential elements of modern food culture, such as tea and spices. First, we'll address the elephant in the room, the widespread notion that British food is universally unpalatable, even acknowledged by the British themselves. It's a topic that sparks conversations and humorous remarks, like Prince Philip's comment about British women's cooking abilities. Some even suggest that the only truly palatable British dish is the English breakfast, which might hint at a lack of culinary pride. Despite this negative perception, I know you're curious to know what British food really tastes like. So let's explore some typical British dishes together. Now let's talk about the national dish of England, fish and chips. This fast food classic, consisting of fried fish and French fries, has captured the hearts and taste buds of the British. The authentic version retains its natural flavors and distinct aroma, although it might not suit everyone's preferences. Certain varieties of fish used in the dish can have a strong smell, which can be off-putting to some. Nonetheless, fish and chips remain a beloved and familiar dish in England. Moving on to another traditional British delicacy, we have the stargazy. Pie, a staple of British home cooking. This unique pie features pilchard fish, a type of herring with the fish heads peeking out of the crust, the upward-facing fish heads seeming to gaze at the stars. Give this pea its whimsical name. But let me tell you, the sight of protruding fish eyes can be somewhat unsettling, requiring a bit of courage to try. British cuisine isn't just known for its taste, but also its appearance. There are other dishes like haggis and jelly eel that may perplex some palates. However, let's not jump to conclusions about the entire cuisine based on a few unconventional dishes. There are various factors contributing to the perception of British food, including the limited number of long-standing traditional dishes in England. Local specialties like Yorkshire pudding, for instance, might not receive the same level of appreciation due to a lack of national enthusiasm. To understand why British food has developed this reputation, let's explore its historical and geographical context. Being an island nation in the northern part of Europe, Britain faced geographical challenges that hindered agricultural practices. The climate, characterized by frequent drizzles, short daylight hours, and cloudy skies, didn't favor extensive vegetable and fruit cultivation. The soil in England is generally poor, lacking sufficient nutrients for abundant crops. As a result, staple crops like potatoes and wheat, which can grow in less fertile soil, dominated the agricultural landscape. This scarcity of vegetables led to limited access and high prices, making them less common in everyday British meals. You might think that only the affluent could enjoy delicious food in such circumstances. In neighboring countries like France, for example, a rich food culture thrived due to the patronage of luxury-loving aristocrats. The upper class's support for skilled craftsmen influenced the broader population, resulting in France's renowned gourmet reputation. However, such a phenomenon was not observed in England. The British aristocracy's peculiarities and their disdain for overindulgence indirectly contributed to the perception of bad food. During the 16th century, England experienced a transformative period, Known as the People's Revolution, the monarchy was abolished, and gentlemen from the citizenry, those with stats, property, and education became the new rulers. These gentlemen, including landowners, physicians, lawyers, and priests, had a strong sense of pride and distinction from the common people. They established their own rules, which included refraining from overeating a behavior they associated with the hungry poor. So what did these gentlemen eat? Their meals primarily consisted of meat, accompanied by potatoes or green peas, along with bread and beer. While this simple fare might have been appealing initially, it failed to inspire the development of a rich culinary tradition in England. The common people, influenced by the habits of these gentlemen, adopted their simplistic approach to meals, stunting the evolution of British cuisine. But wait, there's more to the story. The esteemed British aristocracy's commitment to emulating France's cultural advancement further influenced the perception of British food. They hired French chefs and adopted French dining customs to symbolize their status. Unfortunately, England's own food culture failed to flourish in this process. However, when England and France engaged in conflicts during the 18th century, France shifted from being an admired nation to an enemy. This led to the banning of French cuisine and manners, prompting the creation of a distinct British culinary identity. For instance, while conversation during meals was considered polite in France, the British preferred a more reserved dining atmosphere. Foreign guests invited to English dinners often found the silence disconcerting, where even the slightest sounds, such as the buzzing of flies, could be heard. Regrettably, the plan to establish a unique British cuisine waned once the French chefs returned to England after the conflicts ended. The only aspect that endured was the British style of silent dining, leaving behind a somewhat bleak dining experience. Furthermore, the Industrial Revolution in the latter half of the 18th century played a pivotal role in shaping British food culture. The rise of factories and the mass migration of workers from rural to urban areas resulted in reduced agricultural labor. This led to a decline in crop production and limited access to vegetables and dairy products for the ordinary people. Consequently, the working class predominantly relied on bread, barley porridge, bacon, and cheese, leading to malnutrition. In these circumstances, fish and chips emerged as a quick, relatively inexpensive, and caloric meal that appealed to the factory workers. Technological advancements in transportation, such as railways and steamships, enabled the delivery of fish over long distances, making fish and chips widely accessible. The development of freezing technology and new fishing methods further bolstered the popularity of this dish. By the early 20th century, there were approximately 1,200 fish and chip shops in London alone, solidifying fish and chips as an integral part of British cuisine. So, as you enjoy your fish and chips, take a moment to appreciate the hidden history embedded in this dish. It represents the resilience of British food and the stories of a nation with its unique culinary identity. Why not indulge in the cuisine once favored by gentlemen and British aristocrats while savoring your meal? Now that we've taken this culinary journey through British history, I'm curious to know about your favorite British dishes. Are you a fan of fish and chips? Or do you prefer a traditional Cornish pasty? Maybe you have a soft spot for a Sunday roast? Or perhaps there's an underrated British dish that you think deserves more love? Let's continue this conversation in the comments section below. I'm looking forward to hearing about your favorite British food experiences. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content. As always, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.